Hi, Geraldine again from Highgate Proactive Health. I just wanted to share a few things that have happened to me just recently. Let's start at the beginning. When I started studying naturopathy, I had a basic understanding that I wasn't living the life I was intended to live. I'm a naturally happy person. I challenge myself to get smiles out of others on a daily basis. I have smile lines I'm proud of. I love nursing, and when I worked with older patients, they would always say how wonderful it was to see my smiling face on the ward. Now I moved from adult medicine and surgery into neonatology. That's tiny babies, the first 28 days of life. I became a specialist in the area of babies. I had my own babies and moved countries with my families and felt nursing shifts were no longer a viable lifestyle option and that I didn't enjoy it more than I enjoyed my family. So something had to change. At that point, my son, who is amazingly fit and healthy, was showing signs of deafness. My daughter started to develop eczema. Both of these problems are small and easily remedied, one with grommets in his ears, the other with changing her diet. But as I listened to my own intuition and her behaviours, so I listened to them, not just to my traditional nursing training and the training of the dietitians that was proving to be fruitless. So we overcame those issues, one surgically, which I later discovered and have constantly used, herbs, with subsequent problems in his ears. So these are small issues, I hear you say, and I agree. But small problems can become all-consuming in our lives, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So we need to take control. So that was when, with the support of my husband, I chose to move away from the medical model to the complementary model of care. I call what I do complementary, as everyone who comes to see me is undergoing some form of medical care, and what I do must enhance and support that medical model. Combining my take on the realities of life and the medical model means my clients have faster recovery time from injuries and illness, and the problem areas that are often solved with perhaps a few pharmaceutical drugs, are they solved? But with lifestyle changes, they really can be solved using foods, nutrients and herbal supplements, until such a time as just eating the right foods with some small support mechanisms deal with those problems. I, for one, suffered from terrible asthma. I was hospitalised as a child on numerous occasions. I learnt the Buteyko breathing method. I now, having always as I grew up taken inhalers and done all sorts of other things and prednisolone and pills, I don't take anything. For the last 8 years, I've been completely asthma-free, simply because I've learned to breathe properly. So, the changes in my life, for me, had a lot to do with my naturopathy training, and those changes also happened for my children. So now we get to a point where my life is changing again. When I first started in naturopathy, my area of specialisation was clearly babies and small children. And into their bargain came their mothers and other family members, and they all became my clients. Now my babies have grown. My daughter's 12, my son 15, or almost. And my current crop of clients' babies and their loved ones have grown as well. And everyone is moving on to a different phase in life. I see many women now with menopausal issues, and so many people with stomach, gut and bowel issues, and also many people with emotional, stress and anxiety issues. But most recently of all is the start of my understanding of cancer care. Those around me are beginning to become sufferers of cancer, and I have the capability to learn about it and to teach what I learn to them and to others concerning cancer care. So, now I'm moving into a new phase. This is the new me. This is talking about and helping cancer sufferers. I am reading the most amazing book at the moment, which is motivating me to help my friends and clients who are now undergoing cancer treatment. It's called Radical Remissions by Kelly Turner, PhD. It's a New York Times bestseller, and with very good reason. Look at my copy. I haven't marked a book in this way in a very long time. This is the area that is growing in importance for me and in my life, and of course for those people around me that I know and love who have been given this diagnosis. The chapter I'm reading at the moment talks about laughter being your medicine, and I wholeheartedly agree. This book also talks about giving love and kindness to your cancer, as perhaps those cancer cells are simply misguided cells that through stress and negativity have been allowed to fester and stagnate in your body. The major recommendations are listed in the start of the book. Radically changing your diet, taking control of your health, following your intuition. I did those things, and they've proven the right thing for me to have done with the simple ill health problems that I initially had. Using herbs and supplements, I use herbs all the time. Releasing suppressed emotions, I'm only just beginning to get a handle on that one myself. Embracing social support, I know how important social support is. I had very little of it here. Now I have some wonderful friends here in Adelaide. Deepening your spiritual connection. For me, that's believing in Mother Nature and the world as a whole and us as human beings. And having strong reasons for living. Well, those are my family. So now I would like to do some mindful light visualization with you concerning your cancer hotspots or your pain or ill health wherever it may be in your body. For this reason, I'm doing part 1 and part 2 because I'm sure that you don't want to have to listen to me saying all those things over and over again before you start your visualization. Mindful light visualization should be done perhaps in the evening before you go to bed, at minimum of once a day, perhaps twice a day. So you need to go and get yourself comfortable. You need to either be sitting up, like I am, in a chair, well supported, or lying down. But you need to make sure that you're warm and comfortable. In the book, she talks about a Dr. Kobayashi, an integrative oncologist in Tokyo, and he believes that cancer is damaged mitochondrial cells, and this is caused in part by bad circulation and low temperature. He prescribes, along with many other things obviously, warming foods and raising your core body temperature, citing that you never get cancer in your heart and small intestines, quite possibly because they have high blood circulation and high oxygen content. So, press like on your screen so that you've enjoyed this part, and then go and get yourself comfortable. Get yourself a Wheatie, warmed up, or a hot water bottle if you're cold or you can't reach the hot spots in your body that are causing you problems. And I'll see you in part 2 very shortly.